Deputy Wallace, you were in possession and you have 2.5 minutes remaining.
Thank you very much, Concola. Not really sure where I was with my contribution. Maybe Pat remembers.
Civil servant, definitely.
I was going to great lengths to actually point out that while I found it to be a pretty disappointing legislation, I went to great pains to explain that I was as fond of overpaying for tickets as much as anyone. In fact, I absolutely hate paying above the odds. So much so that I remember I was outside the old Lansdowne road back, it was in the early 80s, and the tickets were an awful price outside and I couldn't afford them. So I got a fella to give me a leg up, and I got up on the wall and in on the roof, right? And I jumped down, and a guard had seen me, and he chased me as fast as he could. And I ran up the ramp of the South Terrace, and the place was jammed, and the South Terrace was jammed. But I put my head down at about knee level, right? And I went in as hard as I could, and right down the terrace. Of course, the guard never caught me anyway. But I remember another day, I couldn't get a ticket, and I decided, look, I'll try my luck. And I went into the terrace, I went into the turnstile as if I had a ticket, and I just gave the man a tenner. And sure, he let me go. So it was a tenner for him, so he didn't mind a bit. It's a bit, you could probably call it bribery. In fact, I remember I went to the World Cup final in '82, Italy were playing Germany. Italy won 3-1. Rossi, Tardelli and Altobelli were the 3 scorers for Italy. Powerful win. But there was only, I had no ticket, right? But there was an announcement on the Saturday evening. The game was played on a Sunday afternoon. But there was an announcement made on Saturday evening that the tickets were going on sale at 8 o'clock the next morning at the stadium. So I went along about 7:45. The queue was, I'm not exaggerating, but it was 2 miles long, right? There was about 6,000 people. I did a bit of a count on them, right? I reckon there was about 6,000 queuing for 1,500 tickets. So I went up to the top of the queue anyway. And I saw this Italian fellow. He was actually 4th in the queue, right? Running 3 ahead of him. I went up to him and I says, do you know how many tickets you're allowed to buy? And he says, he spoke a little bit of English, and he says, well, I don't know. He says, well, I said, you're allowed 4. How many do you need for yourself? And he says, I need 2. Right, says I. You get 4, I says, and I give you 50% above the price for the other 2. Right? And lo and behold, I got me 2 tickets. And most of the people that were queuing since the night before didn't get them. But listen, you could say that was bribery as well. But I mean, listen, I'd probably resort to any kind of a trick to get a ticket for a football match, you know. But listen, just on the subject again, I mean, I actually think that the primary responsibility of any government is to take best care of those who most need our help. And I would say the same about legislators. And I think we should be putting our energies into dealing with things like the price of housing and homelessness, and worrying about who can charge extra for a ticket or not. I think now should be down the scale a bit now in our concerns in here. And I don't think this legislation is workable. You're only just driving it underground, making it illegal. It doesn't work. And as I said, it's illegal to sell drugs in Ireland. You know what? There'd be less drug use if they were legal. And driving it underground isn't going to work. And this is poor legislation. And we, as legislators, have a responsibility to make better use of our time in here. Thank you very much.